It's often said that in democracies, the people get the rulers they deserve. Well, in Israel in 1000 BC, the people had a ruler far better than they deserved. They lived in a true theocracy. The Lord was their king. That should have satisfied them. But in 1 Samuel chapter 8, the people asked for a human king. They desperately wanted to be like all the other nations. Oh dear. What follows in 1 Samuel is a familiar pattern in the Bible. The Lord hands the people over to their foolish desires. He gives them what they want, and that's what they deserve. Then he redeems that situation. He gives them far better than what they deserve. But it's always that process. First, God hands us over to what we have wanted, and then he turns that calamitous situation to good. So in 1 Samuel chapter 10, the prophet Samuel anoints Israel's first king. His name was Saul. Now the ceremony was a little different from our own coronations. There wasn't a crown put on Saul's head. Instead, oil was poured on the head. In other words, he was anointed. When this happened, 1 Samuel chapter 10 verse 24 says this, Samuel said to all the people, "Do you see the man the Lord has chosen? There is no one like him among all the people." Then the people shouted, "Long live the king." That's what the people wanted. They wanted a long-living king. God save our gracious king. Long live our noble king. God save the king. Send him victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the king. Well, be careful what you wish for, because Saul was not a good king. In fact, he would be very much like an Adam figure in the history of Israel. He is the first king who fails, and when he fails, the kingdom tumbles with him. It would take a second king to come and fight Saul's battles for him and to succeed where Saul had failed. That's what it will take, and we'll see tomorrow. This second king was David, who pictures for us Jesus Christ. Just as Jesus is the answer to Jesus is the answer to Adam, so David is the answer to Saul. But this is the way that the Lord redeems the situation. He honors the Israelites' foolish request for a king, gives them Saul, but then he redeems the situation by giving them David. In the same way, we have wanted what Adam wanted, sin. But the second king, Jesus, the King of Kings, he redeems the situation. You see, all the human kings in Israel's history, all those who were anointed, were merely throne warmers for the true Messiah, King Jesus. He is the long-living king, the eternal king. Of course, when Jesus finally came in the flesh, there were not great cries of "Long live the king." There wasn't much of a groundswell of support. There weren't many shouts of acclamation. In fact, as he died on the cross, it was the very opposite. The people cried out in Matthew 27 from verse 41. The chief priests, the teachers of the law, and the elders mocked him. He saved others, they said, but he can't save himself. He's the King of Israel. Let him come down now from the cross, and we will believe in him. He trusts in God. Let God rescue him now if he wants him, for he said, "I am the Son of God." Here is almost an anti-coronation. The crown is set on him, but it's a crown of thorns. The title is bestowed on him, the King of the Jews, but it's in jest. And to everyone present, it seems like God is refusing to save the king. They're even content to shout this out. These people are witnessing the death of the king, and shamefully, they seem very happy with it. Yet the whole story of Easter could be given this title: The King is dead, long live the King. You see, the Father does indeed save his anointed King, raising him from the grave to be Lord over all. In democracies, we only get the rulers that we deserve. With Jesus, we get a king so much better than we deserve. In fact, he takes what we deserve and gives us what he deserves, an eternal kingdom of light and life. And when we see this anointed one securing for us his kingdom, how can we not sing, "Send him victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us"? Long live this King.